Hey guys, welcome back to Fatty Fit TV. Now the next thing I want to talk to you about is the keto diet. So everything got to do with the keto diet. I've just come up with the 5 questions that generally everybody asks me about the ketogenic diet. So the 5 main ones. The first one is, what is the ketogenic diet? So the ketogenic diet is a diet very high in fat, moderate protein, and very low carbohydrates. Generally 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. Basically, the idea behind the ketogenic diet is to keep your fat hormone insulin down by lowering your blood sugar down as well. So keeping those 2 levels down. The next thing is, what do I eat on a ketogenic diet? So basically, fat. I always just say it's fat. So a lot of fat. Our bodies are designed to use fat as fuel instead of carbs. So you want to have a lot of fat in your diet. It definitely a lot of fat. So grass-fed beef, pasteurized eggs, raw nuts and seeds, avocados, olive oils, coconut oils, all the butters, all the general foods that we have in fat, generally, but make sure they come from good sources, extra virgin olive oil, organic avocados, coconut oils, all these different types of fats that you can have in the diet. What foods do I avoid? So this one's a very tricky one. Basically, you want to avoid the non-starchy carbohydrates. You want to get all your carbohydrates from the dark leafy green vegetables, broccoli, spinach, kale, all these general ones that you eat that are high in carbohydrates. You want to avoid, obviously, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes. Generally, in the general rule, just the carbohydrates you want to restrict, because then if you have too much carbohydrates, your body will come out of ketosis, and therefore the keto diet it's not going to work. And then number 4 is mistakes generally people make on a ketogenic diet. So the number 1 mistake I always see people make is poorly designed plans from the get-go. And generally people are fixated on this one single issue. Generally, if it's counting calories, or it's getting enough fat, or getting enough protein, or the carbohydrates are going 55 instead of 50 grams. Those 3 things, probably the general rule that people tend to mistake. So the only thing that you should be doing is just avoid the unprocessed foods that will have you, because if you eat a little too much unprocessed foods, it'll just kill your gut health and your gut flora, and therefore none of the good foods that you have, it'll actually go through your small intestines and heal your gut if you're mixing it in with unprocessed foods, obviously. Now the last question is, does it make sense for me? So I always ask clients this question. So if you do want to join in, try the ketogenic diet, ask yourself these questions. So what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Can you realistically cut out higher carbohydrates out of your diet? Are you prepared to go through the keto, or the keto flu? So some people generally call it the keto flu. Can your body handle high amounts of fat? Can you handle your social restrictions if you want to go out and party with your friends and you can't eat or you can't drink because of the alcohol that's going to put you out of ketosis? All those little questions that you have to ask yourself if you really do want to. And basically the last question I say, can you realistically stick to a ketogenic diet? Can you realistically stick to eating high fats every single day? Those are the 5 questions that I generally ask people about the ketogenic diet. So thanks guys, that's everything got to do with the ketogenic diet. The 5 questions that I generally get asked. Any questions, let me know. Shoot them down in the comments. Thanks guys.